Today I was thinking about the whole area of forgiveness, and on Sunday we had an amazing service with Pastor Dave and Pastor Darlington from Harare, who have been speaking about this area of forgiveness, healing and reconciliation. Now in our nation, as you know, we really need this, particularly this teaching. And what I loved about it is these two pastors likened unforgiveness to debt. In fact, it's nothing new, because Jesus spoke about it in Matthew chapter 18, how there was a servant who owed so much money to the king, and the king forgave him of that debt. But he, after he had been forgiven, went to another servant and asked him to pay back the money that he owed him. And he was unable to, and that servant threw his friend into jail. Jesus came to take away that debt. I want to remind you of when Jesus was on the cross. His last words were, "It is finished." In fact, the original translation, Tetelestai, talks about the debt is paid in full. And I believe that's the debt of sin. What happens when we hurt one another is that we accumulate debt, spiritual debt. And unforgiveness is not really forgiving the person, it's releasing the debt, it's forgiving the debt, clearing the slate. We thought a little bit about this today in our team time meeting. And we were asking the question, what if the person that's hurt us doesn't come and ask for forgiveness? So many people are waiting for somebody to make an action on their behalf to bring healing and reconciliation. But as long as we wait on them to do something, we will forever be bound to them. They almost take the place of God, because we rely on them for our happiness or for our release. So I want to encourage you today is release the debt. Become free in Christ. Don't allow that debt or that burden of unforgiveness to keep you handcuffed, to keep you chained to the past, especially if things have been done to you in the past that have been brutal and painful, and it's difficult for you to let go. I would like you to have a look on our app and to the links that will lead you to the video that relates the story in a lot more detail, because I think there will be a much fuller understanding of this topic of unforgiveness, much more than I can share in just a minute. So really my nugget for today is for you to dive in to that teaching sometime during the week as we prepare our nation for elections, as we prepare for a national platform of healing and reconciliation. It must start with you. It must start with the believer. You see, it's the believer's responsibility to bring heaven to earth. It's not the government's responsibility to bring spiritual understanding, to bring the church into a place of what it's supposed to do. The church needs to rise up. And who's the church? It's you and I. So I encourage you today, click on that link, watch the DVD in full, and take it to heart that God is doing something in our nation in this area of healing and forgiveness, and you have a role to play. God bless you.